Howdy-ho, Andrew here. Welcome to the Onion Buns and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Oilers. Oilers versus Rangers, Thursday, October 30th, 2025. All right, so let's get started with the pre-show right off the bat. We're going 11-7 tonight. Lazar and Phillip remain out despite Stetcher not earning a spot and Savoy being invisible yet again last game. I hate speculating. A guy asked me when I first started this channel, he goes, what type of Oilers channel are you going to be? You're not going to be one of these speculation channels where they speculate and they don't know what they're talking. I'm like, no, I'm going to stick to the news and everything, but I'm going to have to speculate here. I don't think Lazar and Phillip will be Oilers once Hyman and Regula are healthy. And you could say Kapanen and Janmark in there, though it sounds like Janmark's being traded as soon as he's not healthy or as soon as he is healthy. But yeah, I don't think they're going to be Oilers for very long because it's pretty clear under Knobloch, there is nothing either player can do to solidify their spots. And conversely, Howard and Savoy can do no wrong. And I'm not being hard on Howard and Savoy. The simple fact is Lazar and Phillip have outplayed both of them. But Lazar and Phillip are not the chosen ones. So when you're being sat out for Troy Stetcher, who is at best our number 8 defenseman, well, it's clear that you're this year's Jeff Skinner, and absolutely nothing you can do to change that insane bias. I know Noah Phillips is not going to do this, but if I was him, I'd ask for a trade or to be sent to the farm because that would involve being waived, and Noah Phillips is not clearing waivers. He's not. He will be snapped up like that. Lazar might actually clear waivers because he's old enough, he's a vet. He's been around, he's slowing down. He's outplayed Savoy and Howard thus far, but he's only played 2 games, so it's a very small sample size. But with Phillip, he's young, and he's been even better than Lazar. So yeah, if they try to send him down, he's gone. He'll be picked up on waivers, and that might be the best thing for him. He will finally get a chance to get his pro career started because Knobloch is, at this point, we have to say Knobloch is intentionally damaging Noah Phillips' pro career because he's done everything we could ask of him. He's produced. He's been one of our best players whenever he plays, and yet he just finds himself in the press box. And it's weird. None of the analysts or insiders, none of them can explain it. Even all Rob, God, I'm bad with names today. All Rob Brown can say is, well, there must be something that Knobloch doesn't like in his game. But nobody, you would think out of all these 100 of insiders and everything, one of them would be able to pick that something out. None of them can. Nobody has any clue why Knobloch does not like Noah Phillips. So yeah, honestly, for Noah Phillips' sake, he needs to get out of Edmonton. That much is clear. Stopper announced Matt Savoy has secured a roster spot for the remainder of the year. Now, I must be watching different games because 90% of the time, Matt Savoy is invisible to me. So what the hell has he done to secure a roster spot? Henrique gets his silver stick for playing 1,000 NHL games. Congratulations to Adam Henrique. I've said it before. I wish when we traded Taylor Hall that what returned to us, and I'm not a Adam Larson hater, but Hall for Larson was not an equal trade. It should have been Hall for Larson and Henrique, or Hall for Larson and a first-round draft pick. I would have preferred Hall for Henrique and Larson. If that trade had happened, I would have loved that trade, and it would have been a balanced trade. Instead, Chiarelli did Hall for Larson, and it was one of the worst trades the Oilers ever made. And again, that's nothing against Adam Larson. Adam Larson is a bona fide elite second pairing defenseman. But at the time, Taylor Hall was a bona fide franchise player that you build around. Second pairing defenseman, franchise player. They're not the same thing. So yeah, I would have liked to have seen Henrique or a first round draft pick come with Larson to Edmonton because I've been a big fan of Henrique for a long time. Skinner is in net. Oilers should win game regardless who's in the lineup. They're the better team than the Rangers. That's the simple truth of it. The only thing the Rangers have is a high-priced goalie. All right, so first period. Susie and RNH skates get tangled up and they go both crash into Skinner. It was a dangerous, dangerous crash. Like I was holding my breath going, oh shit, I hope nobody's injured. And I meant that for Susie, RNH, and Skinner. It was ugly. Luckily, it seems like none of them were injured, but that could have been a really bad outcome right off the bat. Nurse and Henrique came to play tonight. Like, they were monsters out there. Bouchard, lazy offensive blue line turnover. Rangers breakaway. 1-0 Rangers, 14-16 of the first period. What I wrote is, because I'm so fed up with Bob Stauffer and Knobloch, what I wrote was, let me guess, Bob, sometimes you just need a save. Or maybe this was Nurse's fault. Darnell wasn't on the ice for this, but, this is how Stauffer works. So it's one of the two usually that he blames. Never Bouchard. Oilers goal at 13:09. Nurse from Wallman and Rosevich. Rosevich battles in the corner. Now, this is, if you remember last game, I said, I'm not a big fan of secondary assists because usually a secondary assist really doesn't have much to do with the play. This is the exception. Rosevich battles hard in the corner, sends it to Wallman. Wallman passes to Nurse. Nurse 1 times for goal. Beautiful goal. And it was beautiful. Boom, 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 in. That is a positive secondary assist. Those are the secondary assists I like. 1-1. A nice attempt by Podkolzin from Leon and Nurse. Like I said, Nurse was all over this game all night long. Nurse and Wallman picking up where as Edmonton's top D pairing. Now they've been put back together. It's been night and day. It's like when you put Nurse with Wallman or with Regula, he's got the defense partner he needs, and they become the top pairing of the Oilers. Whether they get the minutes or the recognition, gameplay, they are the top pairing, bar none. Oiler penalty at 2:44, Stetcher delay a game. It was, puck bounced, he hit the puck, and it went over the net, over the boards. What do you do? Nice shorthanded chance. Leon McDavid and Nurse. Again, Nurse is just all over this game. That was the end of the first. Shots on goal at the end of the first were 15-10 for the Rangers. Second period, Henrique has had 3 great chances. How he doesn't have a goal is insane. He had a hell of a game. Nurse continues to be our best defenseman when paired with Wallman. Like I just said in the last period. You put Nurse with Wallman or with Regula, and they are the best pairing. And quite often, Nurse is the best defenseman in that game. You put him with Bouchard, well, he can't play his game because he's so worried about Bouchard, and things start to go wrong. And then last game, he got benched. Like Knobloch will never bench Bouchard for his how many, I've lost count, how many turnovers and mistakes. But Nurse can't carry Bouchard, so he plays a record low 16 minutes and gets benched. Make no mistake, I'm an Oilers fan, but Chris Knobloch is on my last nerve. I keep saying, let Nurse play his game, and he rarely disappoints. Force him to babysit with Bouchard, and his game suffers. And we've seen this for years now. Nice save by Skinner off of a Rangers skate. Puck came out and hit the skate, and it's one of those type of goals that usually go in, but Skinner kicked out the pads and made the save. It was a nice save. Ranger penalty for holding at 13-12. Oilers power play. Oilers goal with 1 second left on the power play at 11-12. Savoy's first of the season, but yes, it was Savoy's goal, but it was all about Henrique. Henrique and Leon get the assists. 2-1 for the Oilers. Puck comes to Henrique, who battles in front of net, then shovels puck on net. Rebound bounces off of the goalie, hits Savoy's skate, and bounces in. And yeah, so it's Savoy's goal. That's how the rules work. He didn't kick it in, so it's his goal. But, Henrique, that was all about Henrique. Nobody else. Well, it's like the old saying. They don't ask you how they go in. They just ask you how many. So, and, the upside to this is Savoy finally got himself into the slot. Because I've been bitching for a few games how he's always liked Yamamoto, a perimeter player. He got into the slot, and because he was in the slot, he was there so that the puck could bounce off his skate into the net. So hopefully in future games, because he pretty much disappeared after this in this game, but in future games, this sinks in and he starts getting into those hard areas because that's where he's got to be successful. This perimeter player, that doesn't work in the NHL for him. Like Leon, McDavid, the top stars of the league, okay, they can get away with that sometimes. But for a middle six forward, which is what Savoy is slated to be, that doesn't work. You have to get into the muck and the grind. So yeah, hopefully this will break Savoy of being a perimeter player going forward. Then Darnell scored, but it was being reviewed. And then it was announced, Oilers goal at 9:36. Nurse from Howard and Wallman. Nurse shoots. The goalie stops it. Like, he did stop it. The puck was sitting on his pad, but he slid into the net. And nobody could see that at first, but when they did the reverse angle, sure enough, there you could see the puck sitting on the pad, and he crossed the crease. Goal counts. 3-1 Oilers. Then we get Darnell is getting really physical, clearing the front of our slot. We need to see more of this from all our defensemen. This is how our defense should be playing. Oiler penalty at 6:42, Howard tripping. Oilers kill the penalty. Huge blast by Ekholm. They didn't tell me how fast it was, but you heard the thud off the goalie when he made the save, so it was a big shot. Podkolzin takes pass from Mangiapane. It was the only time in the night I heard Mangiapane's name. Again, I'm going to say it. Mangiapane and McDavid have zero chemistry. I don't understand why Knobloch keeps putting them together. It's not helping Mangiapane out. And it's not helping McDavid out. McDavid really wasn't a factor in this game either. You know, I still say you need to put, either you put Tomasek back up there with him, or bring Phillips out of the press box and give Phillips a try on the wing. Because that's the type of player you need on that line when you have RNH and McDavid together. Their skill, you need that muck and grinder. Mangiapane is a bit of a muck and grinder, but he's not enough for the first line. So Podkolzin takes a pass from Mangiapane. Beautiful one-timer that gets stopped, but it was a great chance. End of the second, shots on goal were 23-24 Oilers. Third period, Rangers penalty at 17:32 tripping. Adam Fox dives headfirst into Nurse's skates. Like, Darnell was going straight at the net. Adam Fox just dove right into his skates. So it was a tripping call. But unfortunately, one of those skates hit Adam Fox and their blood was coming out. And he went straight to the dressing room. So he was okay, thankfully. You know, that was the concern. I hope he's okay. Oilers power play. Then Bouchard turns over the puck 2-on-1 Rangers. But they overpass and get no shot. But we've seen this from Bouchard before. You know, just constant turnovers. Then another turnover and another 2-on-1. Skinner comes up big on this one. So, yeah, 2 more turnovers by Bouchard, 2 more scoring chances. One is flubbed and one is a big save by Skinner. And still Evan Bouchard is not held accountable. Power play's over. Rangers had the best chance. And this power play changed the momentum of the game. We lost all momentum on this power play. Rangers goal at 11:42. Wallman shoot. It was a weird one. Wallman's at the offensive blue line. He shoots and it hits a Oiler player at the top of the key. It bounces right onto the stick of a Ranger player who instantly passes it past Wallman. So, you know, Wallman's stationary because, well, we have control of the puck, or so he thought. So it's instantly out and it's a breakaway. And the Rangers come down. Big rebound to top of key where Rangers standing and deposits into open. One of those rare, weird goals everyone did their job. Skinner made the first save. It was a rebound. They came down, they shot, Skinner stopped, it bounced out to the top of the key again, and it got one-timed in. But it was weird because everybody did what they were supposed to do. It was just like Skinner stopped the puck and he sent it to where it should have been safe. 99% of the time where he sent that puck, he's safe. This is that 1% of the time where there happened to be a Ranger player standing there who just, oh shit, I got the puck, and shot it right into the net because Skinner had sprawled out to make the save. It was just one of those goals where you can't blame anyone. It just happens. So 3-2 Oilers. Rosovich comes down the right side, passes to Leon for a glorious chance, only to be stunned by the Rangers goalie. Then we get another Rangers goal at 7:56. Bouchard turns over the puck again. That's 4 this game in our zone. 1 pass and Rangers score. And still Bouchard's not held accountable. 3-3. But hey, Bouchard finally showed emotion, so I guess I can be happy about that. It was after the goal was scored, but hey, baby sticks. He banged his stick on the ice. Well, he didn't even break his stick, so it wasn't much emotion, but there was a little bit of emotion there, so that's more than we normally get from him. But, you know, like, Bouchard's turned over the puck 4 times and been on the fault of multiple goals, so my guess is Nurse and Wallman get split up in the next game as a result, and Bouchard's bad play, and Lazar and Phillips stay in the press box. I mean, that's how it works, right? Bouchard has a bad game. Nurse, Wallman, Lazar, and Phillips are punished. That's how it's supposed to work, right? Another nice chance for Rosevich. These have to start going in for him eventually. The last 4 games, he's been driving the net. He's been shooting. He's been doing everything but scoring. It's just eventually they're going to start going in. It's just when. Rangers take a penalty, 40.9 seconds left, high sticking, Oiler power play. Goes to the end of the third. Shots on goal were 33-33. Overtime, Rangers killed the power play. Nurse is a beast at all ends of the ice. Sets up Podkolzin for a great scoring chance. And then Rangers score 2-11. Bouchard and Leon allow Miller to walk to the net unopposed. Like, he just skated past him and neither of them did anything to stop him. And he just came in, deked out Skinner and scored. Rangers win 4-3. Shots on net were 34-36 Oilers. Next game, Saturday, Oilers versus Chicago, 8 p.m. Mountain on CBC. So my 3 stars tonight are Nurse, 2 goals, Wallman and Henrique. My 3 slugs are Bouchard, Stetcher, and Knobloch. So Nurse had a hell of a game in all zones, which proves give Darnell a real partner and good things will happen. Punish him with Bouchard and things break down. Wallman is the perfect partner for Nurse. They both read off of each other so well. And that's why I'm giving them, they were our best pairing and they were so dominant out there tonight. Sadly, Kulak he wasn't really noticeable tonight, which is weird for Kulak. Maybe it was the 11-7. He was getting his ice cut down to allow Stetcher minutes, but that should never happen, but whatever. So I didn't notice Kulak. I didn't notice Emberson. And then obviously I noticed Bouchard and his partner Ekholm. Henry did all the work on the Savoy goal and could have had even more. He worked his ass off tonight, so he deserved to start. For the Slugs, what's to say? Bouchard was Bouchard. Numerous turnovers, numerous defensive lapses, numerous goals against. Bouchard was playing the normal Bouchard game. Stetcher played like a number 8 or number 9 defenseman. He should not have been dressed for this game. Phillips should have been in. And then Knobloch. I don't care if he's not a player. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. He decided to punish Lazar and Phillips again to play favorites, and we lost this game because of it. We are losing games because of Knobloch's decisions and bias. Like I said before, I fully expect Saturday Nurse and Wallman will be split up because Knobloch refuses to make Bouchard accountable for his poor play. He tries to make everybody else accountable for Bouchard. And of course, Lazar and Phillips will remain in the press box because if you think you know why Phillips is, especially Phillips, but if you think you know why Phillips and Lazar are in the press box every game, please come in the comments section and tell me, because I have no freaking clue. Like I said, I'm almost 60 years old. I've never seen this. This is even worse than last year with Jeff Skinner. It made no sense with Skinner because he's a goal scorer and we needed a goal scorer at times. But you could always make the argument that Skinner is lacking in defensive play, defensive zone play. He was basically Evan Bouchard, but a forward. Okay, so you still don't put Skinner in the press box for Arvidsson. And even Arvidsson said, I don't know why I was playing. I had no chemistry on that team, but whatever. That was Knobloch last year. Okay, so you can make the argument Skinner was in the press box because he was defensively lapsing. You can't make that argument for Philip and Lazar. They've been offensive. They've scored goals. They've been super strong defensively. They've done everything you expect from a 3rd and 4th line player, and yet they're in the press box. And our number 8 or number 9 defenseman, Troy Stetcher, who is a solid number 8 or number 9 defenseman, make no mistake about it. But he's a number 8 or number 9 defenseman. He gets to play ahead of them. So I don't get it. Please come in the comments. Tell me, because I don't get it. If you think you know why, you come in and tell me, because I would love somebody to explain this to me. So yeah, I expect that on Saturday. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I see Philip playing on Saturday. And I hope Wallman and Nurse stay together. But at this point, I have no faith in Chris Knobloch. None. Nil. he's burned off all the goodwill I once had for him. In conclusion, this game was winnable. This game should have been a win. But bad coaching choices, Bouchard being Bouchard, we lost in overtime. We got 1 point, so I guess we can look at small blessings for that, but we should have won this game. Anyway, that's my video for today. If you like the video, leave a like, a subscribe, and a share. I'm trying to grow my channel, and a like, a subscribe, and a share does me wonders, and I do appreciate it. Takes 1 second to subscribe, costs you absolutely nothing, helps me immensely. Just hit the subscribe button on the bottom of the screen. Always feel free to leave a comment. I encourage everybody to leave a comment. Like I said, if you think you know why Knobloch is putting Noah Phillip especially in the press box, please come in the comments and explain it to me, because I don't understand it. I really don't. And yeah, so also leaving a comment really does help me with the YouTube algorithm and getting more eyes on my videos. And as always, pew, 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 and shit. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.